Variation 2 of the Weber Clarinet Concertino. If there was ever a video I was going to wing, it would be this one. What can I say about this variation? Lots and lots of technical F major. But lots of F major that has little jumps and skips, enough to fool you. So, oh yes, F major has B flat, but no, we're going to put in a B natural, or what else have they got? We're going to chuck in an F sharp. So there's a whole bunch of little traps, just little extra filler notes that just take away what you may have learned over and over again as your F major scale and just try and fool you. The other thing is, I've got a particular edition that is heavily articulated, so I have a lot of staccatos and slurs and mixtures in there. It makes the piece really interesting and fun to play and gives you, some very finite instructions, but that adds an extra challenge. Without further ado. Yowzers. Anyway, so this one is now your model section for practicing to a metronome. Metronomes are there to help guide you where you may be accidentally speeding up or slowing down. So as a beginner, you never want to use a metronome. You want to create your own timing. You want to be your own pulse, because as the music gets harder, you'll slow down, and as it gets easier, you speed up. As you get into more technical stuff like this, it's very easy for your fingers to start fumbling through keys and it happening without even realizing it, or without even realizing it, you've accidentally gone too fast or you've accidentally gone too slow. And this particular variation is the classic example of where you need the metronome. There is no rubato here. Unlike variation 1, where you had a lot of flexibility with what to do, and you can create space and you can create your retards, this one, however, you got to be right on the money. Now, I didn't play that very well, but that's what it saved me practicing. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so you can see it's very technical. Da, 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 da. It starts off very F major. Then it sneaks in a B flat B natural. But then it's still very F major. So if you ever wanted to practice some scales to help you with your Weber Clarinet Concertino, it of course is the F major and the chromatic scale. There's some high F, so you definitely want to be working on that. But this has enough traps in here to fool you, so get out that pencil whenever there's maybe a particular fumbling block that you might need your attention on. Put some circles around it. If there's a little leap where it doesn't go by a step and it jumps like a third, put a little arrow line. I quite like to use those to go, watch out, there's a jump. So for example, so now we've got what? Kind of a PGO. Oh, it's kind of gone into C major there. C major PGO, which of course is your dominant of F major. Okay, so at this point in the piece also, we are now forte. We get to unleash a little bit. Now this is kind of a classical period unleash, so you can really just monster it out. Don't you have to be delicate here. Okay, let it rip. Then we got a big slur later on. Blah, 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 what do we got? Oh yeah, so it has a piano at D. Where am I? What's in my music is D. So we get to just back off the excitement for a moment. I'm playing the right notes there. Oh yeah, okay, changes something. So again, contrast. The contrast is so important for making a piece of music interesting. Like I said, mine's heavily articulated. It starts off a lot of staccatos. Later on, we've got these big arcing slurs, so you want to bring the smoothness back. And this will make sense for me. Okay, again, the trill. So this is not your go for a trill, we're decorating a G. What's a G? And some grace notes. How do we approach these trills and grace notes? Remember, the grace notes are for the note that we're going to. The trill is decorating the long note. So if you want to decorate the long note without the grace notes, okay, that's that. Or if we're just putting the grace notes, see what I mean? It's for the F that we're going to. So if you ever get confused about this trill grace notes, you got to remember that they're kind of two separate things. This is why we're never really in a like go trill. It's okay, we're just going to make the G sound kind of pretty. And then remember, it's the G that's important. We don't want to accidentally land on an A, which is what we're trilling to, so don't accidentally go. That would be very odd. So we could even just linger on that G at the end there if you're getting your timing a bit funny. 1, 2, 3, stop trilling, and a 1. And then little slurs. Oh my god. Now I'm going way too fast. So the problem with going too fast is that you kind of start hiding your mistakes. You start to hide the technical deficiencies because you're on the note for such a short period of time, you're not actually hearing the mistake. Now, if I was to go a lot slower, you might start to hear my fingers fumble through these keys. Now, even though it's just a plain old F major scale, you might hear them. It's not too even. I really should go even slower. Oh, squeak. Okay, so you can see there are heaps of potential there to have fingering that just kind of wants to accidentally tumble through notes. How do we solve this? Again, it's kind of like little drills. Maybe swing it. Etc. Maybe reverse swing. Ooh, we can hear a few little da-da-da-da brrs in there. What else can we do? Of course, put the metronome on. Maybe just mix it up a bit with some articulation. And the other one is just identifying the notes that you're struggling with and just put a tenuto line on it so that your fingers linger on it. So let's say you accidentally go, and there's that note that you skip through. Just put a tenuto on there just to remind you, okay, I'm going to practice lingering on this note. Just to linger on it, just to help your fingers just get used to staying on it. Yeah. Good luck. I remember in high school trying to play this piece, and it was infuriating trying to get the technique right. These days, I'm a little bit apathetic to it, but okay, it's hard. But it's a lot of F major ultimately, a lot of arpeggios and things, and just practice slow, build it up, try and swing it, have a bit of fun with it. At some point, you don't actually want to play Variation 2 of the Weber Clarinet Concertino. You just want to say, okay, I'm going to practice some technique, and I'm just going to grab this one bar, and I'm just going to go. And just play a few of the notes, just to get your fingers used to going to where they need to go. So, the Clarinet Concertino, what is it for me? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 pages. Hey, that's a lot of music. And if you're at home rehearsing or practicing, you're not going to go from the beginning to the end of the piece. No way, that's not a good, efficient use of your time. Sometimes you just want to grab a little bar and just play with it for a little bit. And that's my advice for trying to tackle something quite technical like the second variation.